Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Amos Garcia, and I would like to summarize the purpose of my research. What I wanted to find out in my research is if local child mental health therapists that serve this local area understand the Latino culture, if they understand the traditions, the beliefs, the customs, and so on and so forth, because it is argued that in order for a young Latino to have effective mental health treatment, the therapist needs to understand the Latino. What I did was I interviewed three child mental health therapists in the local area, and I asked them some questions. And I want to go over a couple of these questions. Now, one of the biggest problems with mental health therapy in Latinos is the stigma that the Latino culture has on mental health therapy. In the Latino culture, it is well known that if someone seeks mental health therapy, they're going local or crazy, or something's wrong with them, or something is going to be wrong with them. And that is probably one of the biggest problems and one of the biggest documented problems we have in providing therapy for Latinos. All three of these therapists interviewed understood those stigmas, and they understood them firsthand because they all come from the same local area and they are all Latinos as well. So there is an understanding among those stigmas with these therapists. And all the therapists also agreed that developing a rapport is essential and that it takes time. It takes time to make them understand that it is healthy, especially when dealing with youth and adolescents, because these stigmas are passed from one generation to the next. And these children get these ideas and they think that there is something wrong with them if they attend or they seek therapy. So it takes a process to break that and to make them understand that it is perfectly normal to seek mental health treatment, that it is actually even healthy. Now, education and training among these local mental health therapists. And in order to provide good mental health therapy among these Latino children, the therapist has to be well aware of the Latino, as stated before. And where do they get this education? Well, they start off by universities and colleges. And when I interviewed these three therapists, these three child therapists, two of them, who happened, by the way, attended the same university within the state of New Mexico, both of them had stated that there was very little training when it came to distinct needs of the Latino, much less the Latino youth or adolescent. They do admit that there was some multicultural training in their education in their university, but there was no training on the specific needs of Latinos. And I wanted to mention that the state of New Mexico is predominantly uh, of Latino descent. One of them that attended a different university did state that their college that they attended did specifically focus on distinct needs of the Latino population. So therefore, his education did provide him with a lot of training when it came to the needs of the Latino community. But all three therapists do state that they frequently attend seminars and workshops and specific trainings that deal with the specific needs of the Latino population. So their education is ongoing, and that's a good thing. Now, I want to just bring up the limitations of this report because I think it's necessary to bring up that it was a very small sample size. And not only was it a very small sample size, all three of these therapists were of the same Latino race and grew up in the same area, more or less. So there was some limitations to this research report that I wanted to mention. And what I conclude from this report is, first of all, it seems like universities and colleges need to do more to educate their therapists on Latino mental health and Latino mental health needs. I believe that in states like New Mexico, the state that we live in, that's has a huge population of Latinos, and it's estimated that it's only getting to grow. We need to emphasize more on distinct and cultural needs of the Latino when it comes to mental health, so we can make sure that they have good, effective treatment. And also, there is a necessity to conduct more research because the sample size was so small. I would have liked to have a bigger sample size and a sample size of other therapists from other states that aren't Latino or do not really know the Latino culture. And I think that would have given us a bigger picture of this event. So I hope that everyone learned something. Thank you so much for listening. I hope everybody has a safe summer. Take care. Bye bye.